Hi, my name's Andrew Davenport. Welcome to Buttercup Meadow, 28th of September 2020. I've done some earlier YouTube videos on barley straw weed control, demonstrating how barley straw can be laid through the winter, through the summer. In just a few months, it can turn a weeded area, such as a field like this, coarse grasses, buttercups, you name it, it's here, into clear ground without even lifting a spade. And I'm just showing you some more of the results of what we've done. So barley straw was laid, 2 bales of barley straw, big round bales, laid out about end of November last year. Can't remember the exact time, but we're talking about 10 months ago, almost getting on to 11 months ago. And I'm just going to show you now where we're at. So if you look behind me, you can now see we've got ground cleared. We probably left it down a little bit longer than we needed to without doing anything. We could have been growing in it sooner, but the evidence is that this ground is incredibly wet. Beneath the straw, where the mulch has been, the straw mulch has been, and without anything growing in it, with a mulch and with a heavy rainfall, 3 factors making it very, very wet. Too wet to grow any crops, to be honest. We did try a potato crop, just planted in, potatoes placed on top, and we got a bit of a crop from it, but the evidence was that it was just too wet. Amazingly, the potatoes did survive. I thought they would just rot away, but we did get something. So, you know, we've had a small crop. But what I'm doing now is I'm doing a ridge and furrow system because we know this field is very, very wet. It's heavy soil, it holds the moisture, it's had a lot of compaction through being a previous pasture for sheep, but there are plenty of worms in the soil, which is fantastic. Ever so pleased to see so many worms doing their job, and they're helping aerate the soil and drain it and allowing other organisms to get down into the soil, which they carry with them, tiny bacteria we can't even see, you know, and the fungal spores which attach themselves to the worms as well. So they distribute soil fauna for us and make the soil healthy, allow other organisms to penetrate the soil, allow crops to penetrate the soil, and help the soil structure, help the soil health. So we don't introduce or encourage bad organisms that live in smelly, stale, lifeless soils, you know, that you get bad smells. Sometimes I've known this with laying a membrane down, that you lift the membrane after a couple of years and the smell is not too good. So there's organisms that are creating those smells, bad organisms, anaerobic organisms, and we just don't want them in the soil. But now what we're doing here is to alleviate the water, the excess water. We're digging basically 2 trenches or furrows and creating a ridge in the middle. So I'm digging down to a spade's depth and then pile that in the middle, and that creates a path, a trench down either side of the growing area, the ridge. So yes, the water's going to get away. We've got almost creating a raised bed, if you like. In effect, it's a raised bed. Demands a bit more work, but there's no materials, just a bit of hard work from me. And I've been digging this for about 10-15 minutes. So as you can see, I've gone down to a spade's depth, piled up in the middle from either side, a spade's depth deep, and the overall impact of that will be, ultimately, when this is settled down, 2 spades difference between the lowest point and the highest point. Plenty of height difference to enable drainage, And also this can be a moisture reserve here. These furrows can be a moisture reserve, so if we put a mulch into there, crops can get their roots down and get the moisture from there if they need to, and it will wick up into the raised part. So excellent system, you know, practiced in medieval times. Combining it here with barley straw to clear the ground. So far we've had a non-invasive method. I feel like I'm invading the soil, not doing this, you know, carbon release, you know, a great favor, but it's a one-off dig, you know, and I've not had to bring soil in from anywhere. It's there. I've not had to bring any materials in. So we've cleared the ground, we've created our bed system, and we can even get a crop in here this autumn of garlic, onions, and be looking forward to crops next year now from this bed. So we've had a little bit of productivity, but plenty more productivity to come, I can assure you. And it's very satisfying to see this method has worked. You can see I'm piling straw at the sides. This is straw that I've cleared back to reveal the bare soil. You know, it's just bare soil. You see worms there. You know, it's just lovely soil now. And we can use that. We can keep it weed free with other mulches, a bit more straw on. The straw mulch that we've piled up at the side, that's going to act as a little barrier to prevent weeds coming back in over, and we can also work that straw barrier a bit to our left, a bit to our right, to increase the size of the bed if necessary. So we'll keep pushing that back, keep pushing back. Every time we come, we'll push back a bit more, and we'll see this bed get bigger. More plans this autumn to get more straw down, so we create another bed here. I've mowed this strip now, so I'm mowing that so the grass is weakened, and I'm also thinking that probably makes it a bit easier for the barley straw mulch to do its job. The weeds not going to be as vigorous, they're going to be knocked back, they're going to be weakened. Certain types of weeds will be eradicated. They just won't want to grow, the sedges and things like that. They won't want to grow closely mown like that. So yeah, and you know, we're going to increase the size of these beds, create more beds, doing it organically, naturally, using a bit of blood and sweat. Well, I mean sweat and tears rather than blood. Yeah, just using, you know, what we've got, my spade, me, and a bit of straw, and we're going to get that going. So hope to be doing more reports on this, and thank you for watching.